Hello and welcome to the post-match show. I'm Vaibhav Tripathi, your host for this particular episode, and joining me is Shamik Chakravarti and Bharat Ramraj. And what a blockbuster Sunday we had! We finally have a team that has got a Q in front of their name. Qualification done. RCB becomes the first team to qualify for this year's IPL playoff, and obviously it was expected. They were on the brink of the playoffs, but it was just about getting that mark, that qualification mark in front of them. That happened with the 23-run win over the Punjab Kings. Punjab Kings sixth loss on the bounce. And if you talk about the evening game which just happened between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals, third successive defeat for Rajasthan Royals, and Delhi Capitals, they somehow keep themselves alive. Although it will be very difficult for them to qualify with the 14 points, but they still keep themselves alive. But let's talk about the first match, because RCB officially becomes the first team to qualify for the playoffs. Again, Rajat Patidar was not there, but his absence wasn't felt because at number 4 they found a new hero in Venkatesh Iyer. Venkatesh Iyer till now, this was his only third innings, but today he top scored for his team. Virat Kohli also scored a half century. They got to a good total, but that was which I felt was definitely it was chaseable. But the start which Bhuvneshwar Kumar gave to RCB, 2 wickets early, that two of inform openers, Saurabh Simran, Priyansh Arya getting out early. Then Shreyas Iyer followed in the power play. Rasik Salam getting him out. I think that those 3 wickets, that start that RCB bowlers got. From there, even though there was a partnership between Suryan Shedge and Marcus Stoinis, it was not even enough. Later on, the fireworks from Shashank Singh's bat, but it was never enough. And RCB went on to win that game by 23 runs. Shamik, I'll first go to you. Whoever, it doesn't matter whether Rajat Patidar plays or not, whether a Josh Hazelwood misses the first initial games. RCB have heroes sitting on the bench. Whoever comes in, they just go out and they play match-winning innings, and they won the match for their teams. Today it was Venkatesh here. What an innings he played!
Vaibhav, to start with, RCB qualifying for the playoffs is the first team thoroughly deserved. Throughout the tournament, they have played most consistent cricket. But I don't read too much into their today's win because Punjab Kings at this moment are the easiest team to play against. Every team will fancy their chances against Punjab Kings, and they are at this moment in time the easiest team to play against. If you are in a form slump, if you are going through if you have suffered a couple of losses, face Punjab Kings. In English football, there is a favorite chant among the fans: "Can we play you every week?" So this could well be the chance for for the fans, the rival fans, as regards Punjab Super Kings. That if can we play you every week? This is the thing. Punjab Kings are the easiest team to play against at this moment. But once again, coming back to RCB, this is not RCB's fault. You play what is in front of you, and RCB. And I spoke about RCB's depth during pre-show. I said that Rajat Patidar's absence will not be felt because they have it covered. Venkatesh Iyer is one of their big buys. He was not getting chances. He was not getting chances. If you look at the bench strength, now that Phil Salt, and the news is that Phil Salt is likely to miss the group league matches, the earliest he can return is for the playoffs. Now, Jacob Bethel is not scoring runs. That is a different thing. But the replacement for Phil Salt is someone of Jacob Bethel's caliber. You can hit a form slump. You can have a run drought. But Jacob Bethel, nobody will doubt Jacob Bethel's quality. So from that point of view, the way their auction strategy, everything, the bench strength, everything, they are a very, very well-rounded team. And qualifying for the playoffs as the first team, thoroughly deserved. Massive credit to the leadership group, the coaching staff, and everyone associated with this team. Dinesh Karthik, Mo Ward, Rajat Patidar, everyone, Virat Kohli, massive credit. Now it's knockouts. I think they will finish either as the top team or number 2, and in that case, they will have a second bite of their cherry. They will have, and that is a big advantage. once again RCB look set to, I mean, go the distance.
But today, if you compare Punjab's bowling in the from the last two games, actually they bowled better. Obviously, Pacers again went for plenty of runs, but Harpreet Brar getting those two important breakthrough. First in the power play, a left-hander Jacob Bethel, and then Devdutt Padikkal, a well-set Devdutt Padikkal. And after that, Yuzvendra Chahal getting a Virat Kohli out of Virat Kohli, who was already past 50-run mark. So overall, it was still not up to the mark, but still a decent bowling effort in comparison with the other effort. But do you think that they lost the game in the power play when they lost their three most informed batters? As Shreyas also admitted, the game was pretty much done in the power play when they lost their three batters.
But the pitch still was doing a little bit upfront. It was nipping around a little bit. In Dharamshala, the power play is always the key factor. If you look at all the games, you have to take wickets up front because the ball does nip around a little bit in the first 5-6 overs there. It swings around a bit as well in Dharamshala. Maybe it is because it is at the high altitude, less resistance when it comes to air. So that could be the reason why it swings around a little bit. So again, I would say the bowling was still a problem. See, if you look at the pace bowlers, I don't think anyone took a wicket. Yes, Yuzvendra Chahal took one wicket.
Arshdeep Singh took a wicket.
One wicket. There's one wicket out of how many pace bowlers? One, two, three. Out of your three fast bowlers, one guy has taken one wicket, and that guy is Arshdeep Singh, who himself has a bowling average of 35 this season. So I think that goes back to the pace bowling unit. I think RCB still got 15 runs, little too many. Yes, I understand your point. That losing of wickets up front is never good. And when it comes to fish, I think some sound is coming. I don't know from where. Anyway, when the obviously when you think about batters like Simran Singh, Priyan Sharia, I don't think they're that good when the ball is moving around. And with greatest respect to Shreyas Iyer, he also has an issue or two against the moving ball because he stays leg side of the ball. That's not exactly the way to play the ball nipping around a little bit. So I think the top order has issues against the moving ball as well, and that is where I think they lost their way. But I still go back to their pace bowling unit. They just don't take enough wickets, in my humble opinion. Every single game, if you notice, even the game before this one against Mumbai Indians, their pace bowlers didn't take wickets. And if your best pace bowler is someone like Arshdeep Singh and is averaging 35 this season, and rest of them are averaging like 65, 75 or whatever it is, then I think you have massive problems. I think that is where the main issue is. But having said that, I understand your point. If you lose wickets up front, from there, it is always going to be tough to chase down a target like 223. Yes, Shashank Singh and all tried their best, but even with the ball traveling faster at a high altitude, it was never going to be easy to chase down 223.
Vaibhav,
Yeah.
Vaibhav, I have a point. I have a point.
Yeah, please.
Some noise is coming, Vaibhav. Yeah, now it's okay. Vaibhav, I have a point. I have a question to those who are taking Priyan Sharia, who has sort of picked Priyan Sharia for the Indian team. What happened? What happened to his India berth? After the 5 matches, I saw some post something that Priyan Sharia should play for India. I mean, he is now he should be playing for India. Stuff like that. What has happened to that? When is he? My question to them is that when is he going to play for India? Um, I see. I mean, complete silence over Priyan Sharia playing for India. That chatter, as regards that chatter, Priyan Sharia playing for India, I see complete silence. I don't know why.
See, I think Bharat made a very pertinent point. It's not just Priyan Sharia, Simran Singh. It's not just restricted to them. Even if you look at the likes of Sanju Samson and Ruturaj Gaikwad, I wrote a piece on this that look at their power play struggles. Simran Singh and Priyan Sharia still relatively young in their respective senior careers. But if you look at a Sanju Samson and Ruturaj Gaikwad, those who have played for India, those who are regular at India, they have been found out against the moving ball a lot of times. Just look at their careers. Whenever there's a hint of movement, this particular IPL, even look at the international career of somebody like Sanju Samson, you will see him struggle against the moving ball. There is a definite technical issue, and it is come down to the pitches because the pitches are getting flattened out. There is no help for the bowlers. most of the pitches you are seeing 200 plus totals being posted and then easily chased. That is why batters are now accustomed more tend to play on the flat crickets. There's no challenge
By
whatsoever.
moral of the story, it's it's wise never to jump the gun.
Yeah.
People start forming opinion after 4 5 matches. They pick their top four, everything, and now into we are into the final weeks. We can only see RCB are there, and Mumbai Indians or Lucknow Super Giants are eliminated. So another 6 teams can get there. Another 7 teams rather can get there. So people start forming opinion very early, and this game has a tendency to prove people wrong time and time again.
And the same set of people, their opinions change every day. Today they will pick up Priyansh Arya, tomorrow they will pick up Vaibhav Suryavanshi. That's how the people opinions changes day by day, match by match, innings by innings. But Snehashish, coming to the pitch again, PBKS couldn't understand the Dharamshala wicket. It is becoming trickier even for us. We don't know exactly which kind of bowling will help. Today, Harpreet Bar really worked well. Chahal caught the wicket of Virat Kohli. Yuzvendra Chahal got the wicket of Virat Kohli. But if you look at from the batting point of view, batters have been found out on this particular wicket. And one question that I have, that you promoted a Suryan Shedge, but if you look at a Shashank Singh's record against RCB, he was there, the lone fighter till the last ball in the final as well. And you demoted him. You even demoted him below Marcus Stoinis. What was that a blunder for you? Yes, Suryan Shedge has done the finishing role for Mumbai as well. If you look at the title run in 2024, when Shreyas Iyer lifted the title after beating Madhya Pradesh, Rajat Patidar's Madhya Pradesh, that season he played the role of finisher. So Suryan Shedge can play the role of finisher. He played a good innings, but it was not good enough because the required run rate kept soaring higher.
Yes, I think the dropping catches. I think he didn't. I think it's not helping Shashank Singh. I think that is the thing maybe is happening with him by the PBKS management. But jokes apart, I can understand that what is the point that you are wanting to make, that Shreyas Iyer is known as a finisher. I think he has done whatever cricket that he has played so far, especially for Mumbai in domestic cricket, in white ball cricket, I am saying, as a finisher, he has done that. And the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy win that you were mentioning in 2024, I think he done superbly. And that is, I think from that point of time, I think people get to know about Shreyas Iyer, that okay, there is a kind of player who can come out and do this job for his team. But somehow, maybe, if you see in the last 2 games, I think he did well with the bat. Maybe that confidence maybe worked in favor of his decision, that okay, let's send him out to bat despite those early wickets. But if you ask me also, I also think that after quick dismissals of those early wickets at the top, maybe Shashank Singh could have been sent in, and he could have get a more time, and that could have helped him also, because ultimately the knock he played, I think he tried his best. But obviously when he came out and the target was obviously out of reach at that time, but he tried his best, but over at the end of the day it was out of reach. But see, I think not only this match, I think for the last 6 matches things are not looking good for PBKs. The decisions, everything is not going into in their favor, and that is the result. You have lost consecutive 6 games. Who would have thought, the way they started the tournament and the quality of cricket that they have been playing from last season onwards, who would have thought that a team like PBK suddenly will lose 6 out of 6 games, consecutively? So nothing is going wrong, nothing is going right for them. And see, now it's a must-win game for them, and I think they will have to also keep an eye on, I think, other results also to fix a place in the playoffs. So let's see what happens. But overall, I think again another day where decisions raises questions over Punjab Kings management, and another tough loss for them in the context of the playoffs.
I think from now PBK's run to playoffs has become more trickier, just because now they can only get to 15 points. Even if they
Yes.
win their last game, they can only get to 15 points, which could not be enough. If you look at the teams, a lot of teams can get to 16 points in the top four.
And
Yes,
eventually,
Anushka.
if they miss out, if Punjab Kings miss out, that would be the mother of all jokes. The way they
DC,
were
DC
in,
had a DC had a similar choke last season.
yeah, almost. And I think it is even worse. I think it is even worse. The way they were in, after the first half of the tournament. I mean, from there not to qualify for the playoffs, it has to be the mother of all jokes. I don't know what has happened to them because they are not playing good cricket. Simple as that. I care a damn about what's been happening off the field. I have no idea, and I don't want to go into that. I will judge a team by their performance on the field, and they are playing very poor cricket because whenever they are, sometimes they are batting well, but the bowling unit is not complementing that. Fielding has always throughout their fielding has been pathetic. Just 70% catch efficiency. The stats put out by the host broadcasters a few days ago. You don't. I mean, this is poor. This is absolutely poor.
Yeah, the same team was chasing 260 plus. Their bowlers were giving runs at that time as well. They were chasing 200 plus totals easily in the first half, and they are now struggling to even
Those were
You are
distribute.
you have made a good point, Vaibhav, when you said that the degree of difficulty has increased in terms of pitches. The pitches after I mean, this is peak summer, and after sort of 2 months, the pitches are tired. Number one. Number two, whenever there is a hint of movement, the current crop of Indian players, the current crop of Indian batsmen, barring Shubman Gill and Jasassi Jaiswal to some extent. And Jasassi Jaiswal, it is more of a hand-eye coordination, but he does that brilliantly, and his record attests that. And Shubman Gill is a whole complete package in the sense he is India's best batsman, post Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and he is the future of Indian batting. Barring these two, you would see very few Indian batsmen who can counter the moving ball, and that is a real problem. Whenever the degree of difficulty increases, this the current crop of Indian batsmen they land into trouble, and that is one area I think overall. I mean, it is for the BCCI or everyone. I mean, those who are in control of Indian cricket. This is one area there where improvement is needed, and where BCCI should address this issue.
Yeah, I think that's why we have been advocating for the sporting wickets even since the start of the season. I think we have started this pitch talk first from the first week itself that there should be a balance between bat and ball, and that's where challenging wickets will test the best of the batters. Then you will know that who can be potential India player and who cannot be. Otherwise,
Because now
everybody
this
every
13 ball, 14 ball half centuries, uh, players used to score that for fun during the during the first of this IPL, and now those scores look pretty hollow when the degree of difficulty has increased. Now such 14 ball, 15 ball, 16 ball half centuries on highways. Now those numbers look pretty hollow.
Definitely it is, and it will change. But Bharat, let's talk a bit about Virat Kohli's innings. Jacob Bethel has been struggling ever since he has come into the side. Again, not scoring runs, not being good enough as a support player for Virat Kohli. But it hasn't affected Virat Kohli a bit. He's still, his strike rate in the first 10 balls. There used to be a time when Virat Kohli's strike rate in the first 10 balls used to be around 130, 125. Now, if you look at this particular season, in the first 10 balls, his strike rate is 170 plus. That is a big change. Even though his partner is not performing, his partner is not firing, then also Virat Kohli is playing at the same tempo. And what is helping him is Devdutt Padikkal at the other end.
Yeah, he's still a very good player of fast bowling in limit overs cricket. There is no doubt about that. Just notice how he played against Kagiso Rabada in that Gujarat Titans RCB game. He came down the track to 145 km per hour hardline delivery and hit it down the ground for a 4 or a 6. I think that shot itself tells that he's still a very good player of fast bowling. That's one point to notice. Obviously, he's improved his game against spin too, so it's not just about the first 10 balls. Yes, he may not be a great spin hitter in T20 cricket, but he's definitely improved his T20 game against spin because he's ready to play straight down the ground, make some room, hit straight on the ground, which we saw in the one of the previous games against KKR, I guess. And actually, in the practice sessions, when I was watching him at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, he was even looking to hit left arm spinners over extra cover. That is Virat Kohli of old from another time when he used to play the strokes. It seems like a thing of the past, but it is good to see that in the practice sessions, he was trying all these shots against spin. So he's definitely working on his batting even at this age, and that is great to see. And he's just reaping the rewards for it. Yes, Bethel is struggling. I think he's looking to play back too much, especially while facing spin, even against fast bowlers on Indian wickets. If you're playing back all the time, then it will lead to some issues, especially when you're facing spin. I think that is what happened today. It looked to play that kind of cut stroke that was not there to play that kind of stroke. And yes, Devdutt Padikkal has been really, really good for RCB this season. I think he was even last year. I think he was pretty decent, but this year he's taken his game to some other level in terms of how he's looking to come down the track. This he was not doing that even last season. This season he's looking to come down the track to fast bowlers, to spinners. Obviously, I think he's improved, he's upgraded his power game. So he's just at the peak of his prowess when it comes to his T20 cricket. I don't know how will he go if he gets another chance in Test cricket, but in T20 cricket, I think Padikkal is at the peak of his prowess, and some credit has to be given to Venkatesh Iyer. It so happened that Venkatesh Iyer and Rajat Patidar, both of them made their listed debuts on the same day, exactly the same day. They're the best of friends, and on a given day, Mr. Rajat Patidar misses out, and his greatest friend Venkatesh Iyer grabs the opportunity with both hands. So that is called destiny.
Yeah, someone's loss is another's gain, as they say, and that's what happened with Venkatesh here today, and he grabbed the opportunity with both hands. But just before we switch on to the next match, Snehashish, about RCB's bowling, of course we know Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been the standout bowler, purple cap holder. He's been taking the wickets up front. Whether Josh Hazelwood takes wickets or not, Bhuvneshwar Kumar is your Mr. Reliable with the ball this season. He has been the story for RCB. But let's talk a bit about Rasik Salam. Again, took 3 wickets. Important wicket of Shreyas Iyer, then 2 wickets at the back end bowling the last over. How impressive he has been, given that he didn't start. It was Abhinandan Singh who started the season, and then they shifted to Rasik Salam. And ever since he has come into the side, he has made impact. He has been continuously taking wickets and important wickets.
I think personally, I have been pretty impressed with Rasik Salam. I think if you see, in the previous seasons, whenever he got opportunities for different franchises, I remember once he also played for KKR also, if I'm not wrong. So I think, but he didn't look that much promising. I will say yes. In domestic cricket, he used to take wickets, but he was not that kind of consistent performer. Even in IPL, as I mentioned in previous seasons, whenever he got opportunities, he was pretty expensive. He was not delivering in a consistent manner, so questions were raised. But if you see, I think for the last 1.5 years, I think while playing for India A and different stages for India in different competitions, I think he has done well and he has improved his game. And especially the variations, the slower, the back of the hand, slower deliveries, the control is there, and he has managed to to control that thing. So that is why I was eager to see how he does in these seasons. But as you mentioned, that when RCB started with someone like Abhinandan, I was quite a bit surprised that despite that so many impressive performance in the last few months for India A and other for teams, why RCB didn't go for someone like Rasik Salam to start off with. But it's okay. Whenever he got the opportunities, he ensured that he capitalized that, and now see at any every game he's playing and he is delivering, and the consistency is there, and doesn't matter if you give him the new ball or in the middle over or the death over, he is delivering. And it's not easy. He is a very young player to bowl for a defending champion under pressure conditions. It's not easy, and he is delivering. That's the main point. So I'm pretty impressed with him, and it is very good for RCB that to have such a player. It's a blessing that to have informed Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Josh Hazelwood, but to have a supporting role in a form like Rasik Salam, I think that's an added boost for them, and it has worked fabulously for them so far in this season.
Yeah, today he took the lead role along with Bhuvneshwar Kumar and did the damage for the team. But let's talk about a bit about RR versus DC. Shamik, again, 194 runs to chase DC. They have won games. Most of their games that they won this season was because of the chasing, because they have a long batting lineup today. What changed was, their openers got off to a really good start. The best opening partnership till now this season, Abhishek Porel, repaying the trust of the management, scoring a half century. KL Rahul also scoring half-century, but again, couldn't take his team through the line. But Akshar Patel coming at number 4 taking the responsibility, taking his team over the line. Now, if you look back at the season after Samir Rizvi was getting, failure after failure, registering failure after failure at number 4, we were talking about could Akshar promote himself. And look, the in the last 2 games, last game against Punjab Kings in Dharamshala, he scored a half century, match-winning half century. This match again a match-winning cameo. So Akshar Patel, if he's batting higher up the order, he's helping his team. If he could have done this earlier, things might have been different for Delhi Capitals.
Baba, first of all, I'm very, very happy for Akshay. He is a fantastic cricketer, and I have huge respect for him as a cricketer. I don't know, Baba, can you confirm who won? Who got the man of the match award in that game? Because my man of the match is Mitchell Stark. Without that 3 wicket over, Delhi Capitals wouldn't have won this game. That 3 wicket over completely changed the complexion of the game. Without that, Rajasthan Royals probably would have put on around 225 to 30, and that would have cleared the pitch for Delhi Capitals. That is why he is a big player. That is why he is an unadulterated match winner. I mean, you look at players like Mitchell Stark, Jasprit Bumrah, what they can do, others can't, and that's why they are special. Now, coming to Delhi Capitals innings, yes, they had a very steady opening partnership. Although KL Rahul's knock sort of almost cleared the pitch for for his team. That 133 strike rate was, that was not on as far as T20 cricket is concerned. But Abhishek Podel made up for that. Brilliant, excellent. In fact, in that partnership, he was the senior partner. The way he played, he was the senior partner. And it still baffles me that how come Delhi Capitals have underutilized him so much in this year's IPL. I think that it was a mistake. But anyway, better late than never. That dropping uh, David Miller for that many games, that was also a blunder. But Akshar is now at number 4 once again, right batting order for him, and he is taking the lead. He is leading from the front, and when a captain does that, the belief trickles down to bottom. The belief then trickles down to the bottom, and that has been happening. I don't know if it is still enough for Delhi Capitals, because during that middle phase they made things pretty difficult for themselves. But I'm very happy for Akshar. I'm very happy for Abhishek Podel, because he deserved his chance much earlier, and I tip my hat to Mitchell Stark, because as far as I am concerned, he is the man of the match.
Yeah, he's the man of the match. He won the player of the match award for this particular game. But Bharat, talking about blunder, it seems like whenever RR play, there's a blunder around the corner. Donovan Ferreira bowling his first and only over in the 18th over. He was brought into the attack in the 18th over. Yes, you understand that, okay, 2 left-handers are there, but understand the 2 left-handers are very good players of spin. You're bringing a part-timer when, the equation is very simple. It's not very, it's not that required run rate is 14 or 15 that you are taking a chance with your off spinner, part-time off spinner. Bowling 18th over Donovan Ferreira was the move where it changed for Rajasthan Royals, because if you look at the 17th over, Jofra Archer gave away just 1 run and got the wicket of Tristan Stubbs as well. That over pulled things back, but Donovan Ferreira's 18th over, that sort of gave away the game to Delhi Capitals.
Honestly, if they needed to use Ferreira, he should have been used somewhere earlier, because I understand you had basically, I think, 5 bowlers out there, and in that one of them was someone like Shanaka, who himself, I won't count him as a, what can I say, very good bowler or even a good bowler. He's basically a bang average bowler, especially on flat tracks. It was a decent. The conditions were still good for batting, so in those conditions, you don't expect Shanaka to do that well. So I guess what they should have actually done was use Ferreira somewhere in the ninth or 10th over or on those lines. I think that is where I think they should have helped them. But it so happened they ended up using Ferreira right down as the slog overs. That obviously doesn't make much sense. Yes, we have seen with someone like Rian Parag is kind of a slightly curious, I would say, mercurial captain. More than a bad captain, he's more like a mercurial captain. You never know what kind of decisions he would take. Occasionally, it has worked for him, especially I think in that Gujarat Titans versus RR game, in one of the games, his rotation of bowlers helps, but it's more like a very mercurial, enigmatic kind of captain. Even when he's on the field, he's kind of screaming, shouting here or there. It doesn't always help when there are misfits. So yes, that definitely didn't help, and obviously that I don't know what to say about that particular drop catch by Yashraj. I don't I honestly don't know what exactly was that. The first ball that KL Rahul faced, he didn't even kind of make an attempt out there. He was so casual. If I were the coach after the match, I would definitely have a few words with this youngster, because he hardly even made an attempt to take that catch. So I think that also was very crucial. As a lot of catches have gone down in this particular IPL, but this one looked to be very casual. And yes, alongside that, Ferreira being used somewhere in the slog overs, it didn't make much sense. It should have been used earlier.
Yeah, I think at that point Ravi Bishnoi was missed the most by RR. They thought why they didn't play Ravi Bishnoi instead of, because yeah, Ravi Bishnoi is a very good fielder of whether it's outfield, infield, he's a very good fielder. But Sneshish, coming to Delhi Capitals bowling, Mitchell Stark obviously didn't had that impact with the new ball. He leaked boundaries. But Lungi and Gidi had that impact with the new ball. He took the new ball along with Mitchell Stark, bowled well in the tandem from the other end when Mitchell Stark was struggling in his first spell. And also Madhav Tiwari, the way he has come back and made a solid impact. Where Mukesh Kumar, a senior bowler like Mukesh Kumar, conceding 40 runs in his 2 overs, Madhav Tiwari's economy rate and taking 2 wickets in his 4 overs, I think the Madhav Tiwari has to be the find, even though he hasn't played a lot of cricket this season, but he already looks the find of this season for Delhi Capitals.
Absolutely. For me, yes, I think he has been superb. The way he bowled today, I didn't expect that, because obviously, if you see Mitchell Stark, as you mentioned, and Somikta also mentioned that in the first spell of his, he was also struggling, but he made an excellent comeback in a 4 wicket haul, and obviously the player of the match as well. I think Lungi again did the job, taking 2 wickets, but Madhav Theory was super impressive. In the last game, was good with the ball, then with that bat, that excellent cameo, won the game for the team, and now another must-win game he delivered with the ball. Uh, I might be wrong. Maybe it will be very much early, but I think the way he has shown promises in these 2 games, he can be a very good option going forward if he can get groomed properly as a proper seam bowling all rounder. I think we all need that going forward for India, because after Hardik Pandya we're still searching for that. There is only 1 or 2 options, but they are also very injury prone. So that is the main case. But the way Madhav Theory has shown promises in these last 2 games, maybe he can, but see, only 2 games, so we cannot tell that okay, he will be the future. But the early signs are good. But that is the challenge when you're playing, when you're playing and the opposition are playing mostly facing full for the first time. It is a surprise package for them. The next challenge will be for him when the same opposition will face them again. Then how he will come up and will come up with defined plans, or maybe with plan B or plan C. That will be the next challenge for him. But overall, I think in these 2 games, for me, I think he has been super impressive. And the way he bowled today, I think that was another, I think, match turning moment for DC at that stage.
Definitely got the important wicket of Vaibhav Suryavanshi, was looking set for another big score. Talking about Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Shamek, first ball he faced of Lungi and Gidi, first ball he faced of his innings, and he smacked it for a six. It was short of length and he just pulled it over deep backward square leg. Then he took on Mitchell Stark as well. So this bowler, after taking on Josh Hazlewood, Jasprit Bumrah, it was about how he faces Mitchell Stark and Lungi and Gidi. He's smacking everyone. Like, he's not sparing any bowler, and it's not
That's
like
why,
wild slogging. It's not wild
yeah,
slogging. He's picking
that's
the
why
ball.
he's been fast tracked. That's why he's been fast tracked by the selectors. Vaibhav. He's already in the India A team that will go to Sri Lanka next month. And if the selectors, decide to send an experimental squad for the two T20Is in Bangladesh, he's very, very much in the scheme of things. Nothing has been finalized as yet. They will have a conversation with the head coach and the Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain. But if an experimental side is sent for the Orlando, it could be. He is definitely in the reckoning, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. And He is already in the India A squad for the England for the Sri Lanka tour. So the process of fast tracking Vaibhav Suryavanshi has begun.
Definitely, it has begun. It is for a good reason. If you are, you know, just it's not just wild slogging. Even on trickier conditions against the best of the bowling, you remember his 100 last season as well against Gujarat Titans. It came on a trickier wicket against a world-class bowling attack of Gujarat Titans. So Vaibhav Suryavanshi has done enough, and on trickier wickets also he has performed really well. There is potential, and that's why the selectors are backing, as Shamik mentioned. So yes, good wins for Delhi Capitals and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Royal Challengers Bangalore becoming the first team to qualify, and with the loss to Punjab Kings and Rajasthan Royals, I think one team will sleep happily. That team will play tomorrow. Chennai Super Kings will take on Sunrise Hyderabad, and it's a very important
Another
game.
pehle aap case. Another pehle
Yeah,
aap.
super. Now, Kings, Punjab Kings have given one more opportunity to Super
Opportunity.
Kings.
पहले आप चल रहा है ना.
Yes,
ये चल
पहला
रहा
चल
है
रहा,
पहले आप.
but the thing is, if they lose tomorrow, if Chennai Super Kings, sorry, now it is 12, so if they lose today, then I don't think CSK will make it to the playoffs, because then they will have to take the calculator out and do a lot of maths, because they will only get to 14 points. But CSK has
Don't
a
rule
chance.
out KKR. Don't rule out KKR.
KKR at 13, or sorry, 15 points again, interesting,
15.
and they have two games at home. So again, they are also not out
And
of
and
question.
and they will face in the last game DC. So DC versus KKR could be an interesting game.
Could be
Yeah,
interesting,
could be a virtual
in
knockout.
before
It
Yes.
could be a
before
virtual
that,
knockout. Yes, because the way
but
ये पहले आप चल रहा है ना. ये पंजाब किंग्स और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स, दो किंग्स का ये जो पहले आप चल रहा है, ये पहले आपके सिलसिले पे केकेआर और दिल्ली कैपिटल्स प्लेऑफ में ना घुस जाए.
let's see,
On that,
interesting couple of days ahead, but very important game. If CSK bottle this particular game, it is against an informed Sunrisers Hyderabad, but Sunrisers Hyderabad last game they didn't even score 100 runs against GT, so they are also coming off a loss. Interesting game, but the big question will always be, will MS play, because this is the last home game for CSK in this season? That will be the big question, and we will try to answer that. So do join us then in the pre-match show at 6:30, and we'll be back then. Thanks, Shamik. Thanks, Neshish and Bharat, for joining, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.
thank you.